What's up, everybody? It's your girl, Bonnie Scotch. Thank you so much for tuning into my channel today. I wanted to bring you a live review for the Braxtons. This is season 1, episode 8. This is the finale episode. Y'all, we made it. We made it to the end of a very tedious, a very arduous season of the Braxtons. Now, the way things were left off, could they come back with a season 2? They could. They could. They could run down the whole Towanda is married. Tawanda's getting married special. Do we care? No. Well, at least I don't. I'm going to speak for myself. I don't give a damn. Shout out to the people that just rolled into the room. Shout out to y'all. Thank you so much for stopping by. How does my mic sound, y'all? Do I sound okay? Stu, what's going on, beautiful? What's up? We here, y'all. I'll be honest, I had a rough week, okay? Just some health things. I'm not going to all the way get into it, but I was like, I could do this tomorrow. I'll do it after work. But I was like, no, let me do it. Let me get out the way. All right. I'm glad that you're good, Stu. I hope you had a good week. All right, let's just go ahead. Okay, perfect. You can hear me. Awesome. Let's just go ahead and jump right into this recap. Before I jump into it, though, go ahead and hit the like button for me. When you hit the like button, not only is it a free way to support my channel, but it also lets YouTube know that I'm here and that you all are rocking with my commentary. So YouTube starts to shoot my content out to other viewers just like you, an audience who ordinarily would not get an opportunity to connect with my channel. That being said, let's go in, shall we? We have Tony at the top of the episode rehearsing her show with Cedric. She is really trying to pace herself because she has this stint on her heart. Okay. So everybody's, trying to be mindful and aware. Hey, Ayana J, thank you so much for stopping through. Listen, we're gonna get there. We're gonna get there, Ayana. We got some things to talk about tonight. Okay. So we have a scene where Trina and Vaughn are in the kitchen together. I'm sure all of you know by now, but Trina has her YouTube show. Now, here's the thing. It wasn't always like a cooking channel with her and Vaughn. It was, I don't even know, but it wasn't just that. She had other stuff going on up there, and now it's centered around her and her husband, which I feel like I've talked about this before. Like when a woman gets a boyfriend or she gets married, all of a sudden her husband becomes her brand. We don't want to see these niggas. We don't want to see it. It's no shade. It's no Sade. I could see if Vaughn was like pleasant and funny and not just cold and sterile and nasty. Have you all ever watched Trina's YouTube channel? Watched an episode? He's so condescending and just, he's not fun. He makes me very uncomfortable. He's very critical of her. He's overbearing. You know what? I'm not even going to get into it. But anyway, Trina is doing her cooking show on her YouTube channel, child. Miss E is over there helping them out. She's asking her about how she's doing with the eating and, the drinking of her feelings. Trina says that she's made progress and she's not up at 2 a.m. cooking anymore. So shout out to therapy. It seems to really be helping Trina, process her grief. It's bad vibes. It's bad vibes. The thing is, Ayana says it's giving Latasha and Rocky from Escape and SWV. Exactly. Like, You know who, for me, it's more so Sean that gives me that vibe. Vaughn, he's just, yeah. He's nasty. He's nasty. But with Sean, I feel like his ulterior motive is a little bit more apparent in the way that he moves. And again, we'll get there. I just feel like these are slimy dudes. The bottom line is that these are slimy dudes to me. Okay. Now, I think it would have been cool to see a little bit more of Trina in her kitchen, more of Trina's life. We didn't get that much of Trina um, this season. This is the Braxtons. We got a little bit of Trina with her sons, harassing them about grandchildren. You know what I mean? Outside of that, it was just mess. It was just mess regarding, you know, Kev Jr. What's going on, Hot Commodity? Thank you so much for being here tonight with me, y'all. Go ahead and hit the like button for me if you have not already. I greatly appreciate y'all. Okay. Y'all know I don't ask y'all for no coin. I just ask y'all to hit the like button. It's a free way to support. So please hit the like button, okay? I really appreciate y'all. But yeah, like, and then speaking of like, we didn't really get to see that much into Trina's life. What did we see into Tawanda's life? Really? This should have been called the Surratts and not the Braxtons, right? So in any case, we have a scene where Towanda is at a radio station, excuse me, a radio station. Her friend is hosting a show. She is promoting her and Trina's upcoming beauty line, as well as her and Sean's podcast. Her and Sean have a podcast about what? What are they talking about? Like, I'm really curious. Not curious enough to look it up because I don't give a damn. But the loser to podcast pipeline is just really crazy. Like, why? A skincare line geared towards alopecia? Yeah. Okay. LB says, no, Bonnie, you made it to the end of the season. I gave up watching after episode 3, but I love all your reviews. I'm no longer interested in watching the Braxtons do anything point blank in the period. Thank you so much for watching. Listen, I'm hoping that it's one and done. I don't even know what the ratings were looking like, but we don't need to see this anymore, y'all. We've had enough, right? So apparently, Towanda has known Sean for 30 years. She has kept her alopecia hidden from him all of this time, apparently. And then I thought it was weird that I guess her business partner, whoever, told her, oh, you should actually tell Sean. What? The way Towanda tells things, they just don't add up. And then this whole like, oh, at the top of the season, she wanted to tell us that she was cutting her hair in solidarity with Tracy, but now it was, oh, I went bald in solidarity with Tracy, but also I had alopecia. It was twofold. Towanda. Anyway, okay, so as far as the skincare line is concerned, it's called Aloe P. It's a shampoo, conditioner. It has an exfoliant and a mask that you put on your head at night. Good for her. Good for Towanda. A lot of women suffer from this condition, and it would be great to not only, kind of destigmatize it, but also bring awareness and education around the subject. People need treatment. People need support for this kind of thing. And I respect that. I know a lot of people feel like it's just hair, but it's not, you know, for a lot of people. Um, your looks, you know, factors into how you feel about yourself a lot of the time. So we're not going to act like it's just this or it's just that. You know, it's meaningful to a lot of people. So I get the feeling that Towanda lied a lot growing up. So many sisters, so little parental attention to go around a bad habit she never dropped, in my opinion. Ayana, you ate that. You ate that. That's a pretty good assessment. Yes. All right. So we have a scene where Tamar and a couple of her friends are meeting up with this medium named Taz, who apparently is Tamar's friend as well. I don't know. Okay, sure. So one of the friends brings up how upset Tamar was to learn that apparently her and Tracy were at odds before Tracy passed away. Y'all, Tamar is so far deep in her delusion. It really kind of still bothers me that she was that upset that she wanted to call the dude over and be like, well, y'all know something I don't. And he was like, yeah, girl, when we was at the Howard Theater, y'all was beefing. What's not clicking? What's not connecting? Tamar, sweetie, y'all were at odds. Y'all were at odds fairly regularly. So just because you were over it doesn't mean that Tracy was over it, right? So now, you know, this medium is connecting with Tracy. She says she's connecting with Tracy. Okay. Tracy apparently, allegedly, relays to her that she wished she had done things differently before she passed, and that Tamar is the baby. And a lot of the times they just want to protect the baby. She apologized. Tamar says that she had a lot of regrets regarding her sister. She said she didn't get a chance to be the sister that she wanted to be to her. Tamar doesn't want Tracy to apologize to her from the other side. She feels like it's really her cross to bear. This is like the most evolved, emotionally evolved moment I've ever seen Tamar have. So good for her. Sorcerer Steven, what's going up, baby? What's going on, baby? I see you. Appreciate you for stopping by. Hit the like button for me, y'all, if you haven't already. All right. So, y'all, I'm not going to lie. I am feeling for Tamar in this moment. I get the sense of regret. I get the guilt and how heavy it is weighing on Tamar at this time. But here's the thing, though. Tamar and Towanda are still actively having this, you know, whatever rift they have, right? Where Tamar's like, or Tawanda's like, oh, she has boundaries, and Tamar's talking about boundaries. Meanwhile, we, the audience, we don't know what these boundaries really entail. What does it mean? That y'all don't talk to each other? What do boundaries mean? What boundaries did you set? Like, I feel like people, this is a word that people use or they learned it in therapy and they just use it loosely. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just curious as to what the boundaries are. Like, you, if I remember right, y'all, Tamar at the show, at Tony's show, was saying, or in a confessional maybe, she's saying, it is the worst feeling in the world to lose a sibling. I would hate to lose another. You could lose Towanda. You could lose Trina. You have to make things right with Towanda if this is the path that you're trying to be on, right? So that you're not having to recover for lost time when somebody is in their hospice bed. You don't have to recover from lost time when somebody has already crossed over to the other side. You can do it now in real time. That's my issue. That's my disconnect with these sisters, right? It's not just a Tamar thing, and I don't want to put it all on Tamar. My thing is, y'all have this issue, right? And it's all of these regrets about, what we should have done better with Tracy. Now you have the opportunity to do it better, to go forward on a better foot. And it doesn't mean y'all got to be besties or anything like that. It just means that when you do communicate, you try to do it with kindness and with empathy. I just don't get empathy from this group of sisters. I think that is hard for them. I don't know. It's just weird. And the other thing I wanted to say, I'm not trying to be shady, towards nobody or nothing like that. But I didn't really connect with this medium. I've seen a medium before. I've definitely got a reading from a medium. Her name is Satara. She is a Black practitioner. I am Satara. I'm going to leave her name in the chat. So if anybody wants to get on her books, go ahead and do that. I'm going to put it on my screen for the chat for whoever's watching the replay as well. You can find her on Instagram. She is a medium. She will really tap in with your ancestors and your folks and let you know who all has showed up in the room for you. And she will give you the rundown. And she will, based on whatever problems or issues you have going on, she will give you a prescription, right? Like whatever bath you need to do with whatever herbs for however many days, whatever it is, right? But I'm just saying from experience, from somebody who's actually spoken to a medium and experienced it, it was a life-changing moment for me. It changed my life. That happened in 2020, September of 2020, when I had my reading from Satara. I'm still applying notes from the reading that we had. It rocked my world. The channeling that she was able to do. Watching this scene did not rock my world. Tamar is an executive producer. This is Tamar's friend. Y'all catch where I'm going with this? It would have been cool to see Tamar in there with a real nigga. With, somebody who actually is from the practice of African traditional religions, but also has a Christian background, because Satara, she has Christian roots. So she's well versed in many different things, in many different practices. So I'm just saying, Black practitioners are out there who can, guide you through certain experiences and talk to your people. And yeah, I would just say be careful who you're getting a reading from. I just feel like people can tell you any sort of generic thing. Make sure that, there are reviews. Make sure that other people can, attest to the service that they got. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Tamar has all of these people around her. She's got a therapist on site. Remember, I don't know if you all remember the show that she used to have with the African nigga. I forget what it was called. It was the one that Mona Scott Young produced. She had this lady, I think her name was Goldie. She was like some spiritual advisor. She always has these people on staff. I feel like these people are yes men in Tamar's world. I feel like there are a lot of people on staff that tell Tamar what she wants to hear. So, yeah. All right, let me move it along because y'all know I be going off on my little sidebars, child. All right. We see in another scene Tony with Cedric. They are at the first show, and it looks like a great show. A great turnout, fabulous chemistry between Cedric and Tony. And it's really beautiful to see Tony in her element and really just doing what she loves. You know what I mean? This is her career. This is something that she has built for the past 30 years. I was a child when Toni Braxton came on the scene with that badass pixie haircut. You know what I'm saying? So she's been in the game for a very, very long time. And she's still a legend. Like, Tony's name is not really one that you play on. So I don't know. It was just like cool to see her in her element, to see her being professional. I would have even liked to see more of this too. Right? Um, I like this comment. Sorcerer Steven, this is great. Prior to getting a reading, one should have done a basic level of shadow work to be open to receive and accept spiritual messages. I really like that. What are some examples of shadow work that you have done, Sorcerer Steven? Because for me, I know that journaling has been a huge one for me, getting right with my shadow. Just being really honest with my thoughts and, processing. Therapy is also shadow work. Sometimes you need to excavate and go down into the deep corners and recesses of your mind and your emotions and go and get yourself out of there. So yeah, I love that comment. I'm gonna leave Satara up here for a little bit, for anybody who wants to get her name. All right, what else do we have here? Hold on 1 second, y'all. Oh, and really quick before I get into that, I wanted to give some other examples of shadow work really quickly. Meditation, I already mentioned journaling and therapy. Another good form sometimes to like get the thoughts out of your mind, your body, voice notes, recording your voice notes, your moments of self-reflection when you're having a hard time. All of those things count as shadow work. All right, now back to the Braxtons. So, back to Toni actually. Toni says a little bit about, during her show when apparently her doctors had told her that she wouldn't be able to perform again. And she said that the man upstairs had other plans for her. And I said, I know that's right, Toni. God got the final say. You know what I'm saying? I really I detest when doctors do this thing where it's like they put this timeline on how long you have to do something when in reality they really do not know. They have no idea. Telling Tracy that she only had X amount of time to live is wild. And trauma on top of the trauma that they're already dealing with. Hot Commodity says, I've always wanted a reading, but the reason I never did it was because my mother would have done it for me. She passed, so I just never trust anybody else to do it. That's real. And I'm so sorry to hear about your mom's passing. My heart goes out to you. But that's real. I definitely would encourage, doing readings for yourself. I definitely do a lot of my own readings. I have some debts that, I keep charged up on my altar. And whenever I need to tap in with my folks, I tap in. But it is a practice and just kind of knowing how they will communicate with you. I know tarot, but I really want to learn. I'm learning like regular playing cards for readings because that's the old school way. So that's how I want to learn. There are courses. I know Jujube does a course, and I know Satara has a course on her website that she taught as well. And it's Jujube. I'm gonna leave Jujube up here too. Jujube has a fabulous podcast. She also has a Patreon where she does that service where she teaches the playing card divination. So I think it's positive to know how to tap in with your own source, with God, with your spirits, and know how to read for yourself so that you can, you know, ask questions and figure out what all is going on, get some guidance. You know what I'm saying? So I would highly encourage you to do that. And there's so many ways to read. You can read with bones, you can read with shells, you can read with cards, tarot, whatever. Tarot is super new, so it's not necessarily traditional for Black people. But because I learned it, I think, you know, my folks just learned it along with me. So, but I do want to learn playing cards. Shout out to the 17 people in the room. Go ahead and hit the like button for me if you haven't already. I really appreciate you all so much for being here with me. Let's see what else we got here. All right. So now we are at the second Toni Braxton show. Cedric wants to pull Trina and Towanda up on stage for some type of skit. Okay. Neither of them know what's going on. Towanda knew what was going on. Towanda knew what the hell was going on. You want to know why? Because Towanda staged this along with Sean. Anyway, they are doing this skit. They're talking about how they grew up together as a family, making up these silly songs. They sing this toilet paper song. Then all of a sudden, Cedric wants to have somebody from the audience come up and sing it with them. Next thing you know, it's Sean, Tawanda's boyfriend, up on stage. He gets down on one knee to propose. We knew. There's some stunt queens. It's transparent. It's fake. It's forced. Then you got Trina up here screaming like a maniac. The only time this man ever makes any type of gesture towards Towanda is for the cameras. I'm not a fan of any of this. Sean loves to steal a scene. Okay? He's a scene stealer. And then here's my thing. You know, you knew you was coming up there to propose. Towanda, you knew he was coming up there to propose. He could have had on like a nice sports jacket, a nice button up, you know, collar. Oh, I see my connection just did something weird. Can y'all hear me okay? The Sorcerer Steven. Yes. I love this. I started by creating a relationship based in gratitude, healing, and love with my ancestors via an altar. I also use the book Momentum, A Shadow Work Guide and Journal by Quinn Barbour. Y'all, Juju Bay actually came out with a book too, for connecting with your ancestors. Oh my God, what's the name of it? She just dropped it. But Sorcerer Steven, this is amazing. I love this talk about ancestral connection. I'm huge on that. And since I have connected with my ancestors in that way, I feel like that's where I generate a lot of my power from. For a long time before I connected with them, I just felt like I was all over the place. I was just like lost. I didn't know if I was coming or going, child. And then connecting with them did help me feel more grounded in my spirit, in my own foundation. So I love this comment so much. I'm going to take a picture of this so I can look into this book. But if you are looking to connect with your ancestors, it's Juju Bay has a fabulous book that she just came out with. Let me look up the name of it. Somebody texted me. Oh, no, they didn't. Okay. It's Juju Bay. This is why I rock with y'all. This is why I love y'all, because, you know, coming from a Christian background, I had always been concerned that I would be judged for my newfound spiritual practices. And people are going to do that. People are going to do that anyway. But it's just nice to feel like I can just come up here and be myself and talk about my experiences. So I really do appreciate y'all for that. All right. What else do I have here? Oh, I was looking up Juju's book. It's called The Book of Juju. I actually bought a copy. I haven't read it yet, but it's called The Book of Juju. She's at It's Juju Bay on Twitter. Not Is she still on Twitter? I think she's still on Twitter. But this is on Instagram, so you can find her on Instagram. She has a YouTube as well. She is fab. Hot Commodity says, my mother used regular cards and tarot. Yeah. That's definitely what I want to do. All right, awesome. Awesome, y'all. Let's jump back into the notes. This is why y'all are my people. This is why y'all are my people. Okay. Now, like I was saying, Sean got up there in this button up, looking like somebody's uncle, looking like he worked at the barber shop. It was a barbershop fit. You on TV, you on Tony's stage. And that's my other thing. I didn't even know why it had to be done at Tony's show. It was just like, I don't know. Okay, wait. Did Tony express that? Did Tony say this? I don't remember Tony saying that. Because I remember somebody did something, some type of grand gesture. Was it at one of Tony's shows when they did it, or was it like Tamar's birthday or something? Somebody did something. I think it was Vaughn. The fact that Tony expressed having issues with her sisters always being attached to her personal special moments for Towanda to get engaged during her show, I was irritated for her. Girl, I told y'all that these niggas are Otis and we're not coming to see them. These niggas are Otis. What is the disconnect? You get up there looking like somebody's uncle to propose in this barbershop fit, in this, kitchen staff fit. You look like you work at the Shake Shack going up there. You just look terrible. I don't know. All of that, the whole scene was just irritating. It was just irritating. And I didn't like it. Then y'all, Towanda is so pressed about finally being engaged. Y'all, she legit said it like at least 15 times. Well, I'm engaged. I'm engaged. I'm engaged now. I'm engaged. I'm engaged. Well, I'm engaged. I'm engaged. Girl. You've been with the nigga for 9 years. Relax. It's not that deep. It's never that serious. Relax. Like, oh my God. Like, who cares that you're engaged? Ugh. Anyway, we have this scene where Miss E, Tony, and Towanda, and Trina are meeting up for dinner. They are reminiscing over Tracy. Towanda says that it feels like Tracy is watching down over them and she's happy that they're doing the show and telling her story. Towanda, what was the story that y'all told? Quickly. The story that y'all told was Scratchy's business. Shout out to Alexander Rogers and C. Diggy One and Pop Roast. This wasn't about Tracy's legacy. I told y'all at the top of the season that Tracy Braxton's second album was my shit. Did they talk about that? Did they talk about the opportunities that came about for Tracy because she decided to be brave and pursue her dream on her own of being a musician? She did a collab with Candice Dillard Bassett. She did some background vocals for her. she had gone on to do some pretty cool things, right? It would have been cool. It would have been nice if these sisters talked about any of that, any of those things, any of the dreams and visions that Tracy was pursuing, right? When we pulled up the will, we learned that Tracy has some type of organization, some type of charity, I guess, for lack of better terms. Did we hear anything about that? No. So Towanda, what the hell are you talking about? The story was about strife and struggle as it relates to Tracy's family. And that was it. My issue is just like the way Towanda frames things. It's the framing of things. You know, oh, we had to come together and tell Tracy's story. And then the thing that kills me about that too was that episode whenever she and Sean and Vaughn and Trina were on their double date together, pretending that they were going to see Scratchy. And it was, oh, well, we didn't really leave Tracy, and we stopped the tour with Luther Vandross. But Tracy had been telling us for years that y'all left her behind because she had a kid. But then we come to find out that Trina got pregnant before Tracy, and they didn't leave her behind. And then Trina jumps up with, oh, well, they also said that you had to be, you know, fuckable. Men had to want to screw you, and women had to want to be you. Which one is it? Is it Uchiwali or One Mic? Is it Headsprung or Love You Better? Which one? It's you try to retell Tracy's story after she's already down in the ground. Towanda, you try to tell us, oh, it wasn't that. That didn't happen. And oh, you know, the producers put wannabe on the screen and it was played upon by who? Towanda? Towanda likes to twist and contort things and spin things. And she thinks that she's PR for this family. It's bad. It's bad PR. It's terrible. Y'all, I did not expect to be up in here for 40 minutes, damn near. I'm sorry, y'all. Y'all know I be rambling. All right. Let me get through my notes, child. So you hear Trina say that she feels as though Tracy had this, you know, this is one of the scenes that didn't make the show, but they're playing things from the cutting room floor, the producers. And then we get this bit where we hear Trina saying that she believes that Tracy got esophageal cancer because she did not have a voice. And I'm like, okay. So on some level, there is some self-awareness with these sisters, right? Now, here's the thing about Trina. Trina is the go-between for all of these sisters. She is the neutral party. She's the one that everybody goes to, I think. I think Trina is closest to everybody. So she has a different relationship with all of the sisters than they have with each other, right? She's in a hard position to be in, for sure. Being the one that everybody gets along with the most. Shout out to the 22 people in the room. I really appreciate y'all so much. Go ahead and hit the like button for me, y'all. Hey, boo. Catchy C, I'm so glad I finally caught your live, sister. Your best at it. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you for being here with me. I told myself I was gonna just be going live more because I don't have to edit when I go live. And editing is a lot sometimes. And it just allows me to get up here and kind of ramble and also interact with y'all, which is the part that I really love. All right, back to the notes. I really don't have much else here. But here's the thing. We have this montage at the end for Tracy which I found to be really sweet. You know, if this was a dedication season to Tracy, I feel like we should have had these kind of clips more throughout the season. I just didn't like the way that this ended. It's like you're stirring up all of my feelings about Tracy all over again after a season of fuckery. Yes. Kevin Sr. told us that Tracy was told to get rid of Kevin Jr. when she was pregnant. Yeah. Yeah. I do remember that conversation coming up. That's insane. How did y'all feel about this season overall? I mean, are y'all up for a season 2? If they do a season 2, I'll watch it, I'll review it. But do I feel like it's needed? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. This was a train wreck of a season. This was, it was so disingenuous to me the way in which they started this season. A dedication to Tracy, and then you drag her son, drag all his business out into the streets. And listen, when I first started watching this show and everybody was like, oh, you know, Kevin is being exploited. And I was like, nah, y'all, he's a grown man, whatever. That was how I felt until it went on. Because the more I watched Kevin Jr., the more I was reminded of when I used to see him on, excuse me, y'all. When I used to see him on the Braxton Family Values, and I used to feel like something is a little bit off with him. Like there may be some type of developmental challenge, right? And so seeing him on this show again, I was reminded of, oh, I did used to think that about Kevin Jr. And now I'm seeing that again. So it does feel like exploitation. It does feel like that. Shayna McD, what's going on, babe? Y'all go ahead and subscribe to Shayna McD's channel. She does fabulous reviews. Thank you so much for watching and for tuning in and for supporting me, even though y'all are not, y'all haven't been watching the show. And Julia says, I didn't watch it. I don't like them. That is funny. You know, yes, Shayna McD says, like the video. Please like the video, y'all. You know, I do enjoy this family. There are things about them that I do enjoy, but the dysfunction can be a little bit overbearing. And I think that, you know, I think it's fine to see families having things going on and issues and whatever these things come up. But the issue with the Braxtons is that we never get any resolve. We never get a sense that things are ever really right with them, right? Tamar has an issue with accountability. Towanda lies for no reason. Trina likes to follow behind Towanda. Tony don't really want nothing to do with them. And I feel like that's why Tony don't really be around like that. Every time I go on live, there's some bug in here. It was a bee one day, it was a fly another day. Today it's a mosquito. Sorry, I'm reading y'all's comments. Sean is about to exploit Towanda and she's so excited for it. Sorcerer Steven, I'm glad that you said this. And I didn't write this in my notes and I meant to. Now, Sean strikes me just based off of how he moves. Sean strikes me as the type of person who understands how to play the long game, right? This is a long-term grift, okay? He's known her for a long time. Now he's in the family. He gets to work whatever angle. You know, he dragged her along for 9 years. Excuse me, y'all. I'm so sorry. Um, I started taking this new medication. It's made me like really, really drowsy. I've been fighting a nap all day. But in any case, he's in it for the long-term grift. I don't see him as a genuine person whatsoever. I don't. I just do not. I don't. I'm a vibes person. I'm big on vibes. I'm big on energy. His energy is not correct. His energy does not sit well with me. It doesn't. Vaughn's energy is not correct. If Vaughn talks to Trina like that, you know, out in the public on their channel, imagine how he speaks to her behind closed doors. You know, the type of person who's going to be mad that you're grieving over an ex is not the type of person that you should be with. That is a red flag. You mad about a dead nigga, a nigga that's dead in the ground. She actually used to be with this man for 15 years. It is completely normal, a completely normal and reasonable response for her to grieve, to have been grieving. What's his name? Gabe. In fact, for me, it would have been cause for concern. It would have been an alarm tripped off in my mind if you weren't grieving them. Or I know that people, you know, sometimes the news or whatever, the information doesn't hit them right away. And then one day it's like the floodgates open, right? So I would have been more concerned if she wasn't processing her grief. I'm so sorry, y'all. Um, I'm catching up on y'all's comments, by the way. Yes. They should have had, Tiffany Bradley says they should have had Spirit counsel them through the season and through the sessions, tell Tracy's story, including Kevin Sr., take us on their healing journey, including accountability. Y'all, am I the only one who thought that that was what we were signing up for? I thought it was going to be Spirit guiding them as a family through losing Tracy. What does Trina need to get on track? To stop eating and drinking her emotions, right? So Trina's gonna get her episode. What does Towanda have to do to actually connect with her sisters and stop putting on this face and stop trying to be everybody's manager and supervisor? That would have been its own episode. Tony would have been its own episode. Miss E could have been her own episode. And then regroup as a family at some point. You know what I'm saying? It would have been cool to see Miss E processing this instead of, I mean, it was a cute scene with her and Marla Gibbs or whatever like that, but we didn't really need to see Miss Evelyn and her dating adventures. No shade. It's no shade. Like, just based on the way the season started, I thought it was going to be one thing and it ended up being the next. I was prepared to like cry every episode and I was willing to go through the process. I was. You know what I'm saying? Um, Death, grief, it's a part of life. You know what I'm saying? I thought that it was gonna be genuine and it was just Scratchy's business. Ayana J says this might sound a little morbid, but I think they won't find peace till Miss E is gone. They may never speak again, but I think they'd be at peace eventually. Yeah. I don't know. I don't even know if that would put them if they be at peace, you know, at that point. I just feel like they don't like each other. And the thing is too, excuse me, siblings don't be liking each other. It's normal. It's a fact of life. It happens. Siblings don't bang with each other sometimes, right? And then sometimes what happens is siblings don't bang with each other because they're living in the same household, and then they separate and they go and live on their own, and then they become like this because they just needed to not be under the same roof, you know? Sometimes distance helps people, but I feel like these sisters, the way they were raised has a lot to do with their dynamic. I think they were raised in a competitive way, fighting for the spotlight. They're all singers. They were all raised in the church. They all have nice voices. They all can sing. Tony was the one who was thrust into the spotlight. And then they were all clamoring for some type of validation, some type of fame off of Tony. Tamar is the second biggest star in the family. You can tell she still has trauma around the way they were raised and, you know, feeling left out and being the baby and, you know, having a powerful voice, but not, you know, being thrust into the spotlight in the same way that Tony was. Also, I learned that Tamar had a record deal. Didn't know that. Tamar had a single out apparently that y'all know about. I didn't know about it. But it didn't go anywhere. It flopped. So, you know, you got that aspect of it weighing on Tamar's spirit. And then she had to go and marry that man. A ugly nigga. To, oh my God, this fucking mosquito. Oh my God. My bad, y'all. Who is ringing my bell? I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry, y'all. Give me 1 second. Oh my God in heaven. Hold on 1 second, y'all. My bad. I'll be right back. Okay, never mind. What was I saying? I lost train of thought. Not like I can even go back to my notes because I finished my notes. What was I even saying just now, child? Let me just go through the comments then. I agree. Sometimes the old guard has to die off for mindsets and patterns to change. The sisters seem to stay in confusion. Ooh, even though they know they can heal. You know, the thing about Miss E and these sisters, right? Remember in this episode when Miss E was in the kitchen with Trina and Trina said something like, "This is my kitchen," or something like that. And Miss E, you know, she was a little taken aback by it. It's like, girl, calm down. Like, these are full grown adult women. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, a lot of comments are down here that I didn't even realize were down here. My bad, y'all. Hey, Miss Dogan, to you. Thank you so much for stopping by. I really appreciate you. Hey, Justina. Vonna is trash and Trina is so male identified. It is gross. It was BS, Miss Groovy. Absolutely. But the thing is like all of these women, they act like they are scared of Miss E. Miss E is what, 76, 77 years old? What y'all think she gonna do? She gonna take off her belt and whip y'all's asses at 50 years old? Y'all bitches are middle-aged. And it's still all this all this energy about like, oh, we don't want to be disrespectful. It's not disrespectful to just simply say like how you feel. If it's in opposition to your parent, it goes against their narrative, you're not presenting it in a disrespectful way. If you just go against, if you have an opposing opinion or thought or whatever the case is. And let's be honest, sometimes you need to check your parents. Sometimes they need to get checked. Yeah, they do. They do. You think my mother don't get checked? I'm grown, right? She need to get checked sometimes. Love her down. Just because they are your parent doesn't mean they are always right. Parents can be out of order sometimes. And sometimes it is best to get checked by your child from a loving place. Who's going to get you together better than your own child? Jeremy Pine says, rewatching the live. Thank you, Boo. I did not connect with the medium either. It was a bunch of mumbo jumbo going on, in my opinion. Whole lot of general themes. Exactly. Anybody could have got up there and said that they were a medium. Oh, Tracy has so many regrets. Oh, she says she's sorry. Oh, she loves you so much. Again, as somebody who has gotten a reading from a real medium, somebody who is legit, I can tell you it's some other shit for real. It is some other shit. I'll just say that. If you watch the Ayanla Fix My Life season 5, episode 10, Trina says she treated Gabe the way she saw her mom treated her dad. Can I be honest with you about something though, Miss Groovy? 111. I feel as though, and I love Ayanla Van Zant. She is actually a practitioner herself. A lot of the practices that she does, I think, are Yoruba traditions. So people, they laugh and they clown and stuff, but when she had that guy speaking into the whole, like she does a lot of, she's in that space, is what I'm trying to say. Okay. So don't think that she's not, but I'm saying that to say this, right? Even if you do come from an ATR, African traditional practices, all of these religions at some point in time have touched a system of fuckery. Touched a system of fuckery. Have been touched by a system of fuckery. That means capitalism. That means misogyny. That means patriarchy. That means homophobia. That means likely transphobia and all of those things, right? So I do feel as though Ayanla can be very male identified. I think it's very easy and very convenient to blame Trina for whatever shit that she and Gabe had going on. If Trina was speaking to Gabe a little crazy, I really feel like it was warranted. No shade. Now, Miss Evelyn is a little bit different. Miss Evelyn is different. Miss Evelyn seems like she is a very out of order person. I'm not absolving Michael Sr. of anything because I don't know what all went on, right? But I'm just saying that I remember the episode when it came out years ago. I watched it when it aired, and I just didn't like the angle. I feel like Ayanla coddles men. This could have been a couple months ago on Twitter, but I think I saw some picture of her. I don't want to get to lying. I'm going to look it up. But wasn't she like holding or hugging Jonathan Majors? Ayanla. Let me look it up. I don't want to get to lying, child. And it popped up. Okay. Ayanla Van Zant's speech for Jonathan Majors. Jonathan Majors prize in Ayanla. Yeah. So she did something in support of him. Right? Even though this man was alleged to be hooking off on bitches, you got Ayanla up there, you know, offering an ample bosom for him to cry into. You got, what's the nigga name? Jason Lee offering him a perseverance award. I wanted to know what the hell was the what did he persevere? What was the perseverance award for? Being ugly? How did he persevere? So that's my issue with that, is that I couldn't really get into the story about, oh, Trina mistreated Gabe and she talked to him so rough. Gabe was a prick. Wasn't Gabe cheating too? I never liked that Gabe, and I'm not letting his ass off the hook. I know that man is dead and in the ground, but it was fuck Gabe when he was alive, and it's fuck Gabe now. No shade. So that's my one part where I'll stick up for Trina. My issue with Trina is that, you know, she wanted to act all flabbergasted, like, I wasn't married 4 times. It was only 3. Like, girl, 3 times is 3 times too many. That's crazy. You love to keep a husband at all costs. You love to keep a husband at all costs, at the cost of yourself, your own sanity. Because if y'all go and look at, oh God, I don't even remember what episode it was. Was it 2? It was 1, 2, or 3. Cocktails and whatever with Trina and Vaughn. But she just looked so tired and run down, and it looked like that man is running her raggedy. I was about to yell to my family. I think they're going to get food. I don't know if y'all heard my stomach. Child, I'm on this medication, and it is like ruining my appetite. It's ruined my appetite, and I'm like having to like force myself to eat, force oatmeal down my throat so that I can take my medication. And it's just like, ugh. So anyway, y'all, let me go through these comments, child. Now, I did not mean to be up here for an hour. Ma, y'all going to get food? What are y'all ordering? I don't want food. Anyway, y'all, let me go through y'all's comments before I get out of here. I did not mean for this live to go on this long, but I thank y'all so much for rocking with me. The 26 people who are in the room with me, shout out to y'all. Go ahead and hit the like button for me. Tamar had 5 contracts that failed until she... Oh my God. Miss Groovy, are you being shady or is this true? Talk to me. Miss Groovy, I like you because you be knowing stuff. You be knowing stuff. You be coming down here and putting me on in the comments. Shout out to y'all. Who else is my other sub who be knowing things and putting me on? I think her name is Exo Sham or Exo Shay. Shout out to y'all. Y'all keep me informed. All right. Miss E takes a mighty long time today, a whole bunch of nothing. Oh, she takes a mighty long time to say a whole bunch of nothing. She is bitter and toxic. I connect with them because my dad is a pastor. Both my parents and all our siblings saying, I get this dynamic, excuse me. Yeah. You know what? Their dynamic is a lot of people's dynamic. And so when Tamar said that this show was good for the culture, I get where she's coming from, right? I did enjoy this show while it was on TV. You know, I did watch him. I did appreciate the honesty and the dynamic and the growing up in the church. And, you know, Miss E is like so many mothers who have children with talent, trying to figure it out, trying to foster that talent and really, you know what I'm saying? Maybe it veered a little bit on the side of Joe Jackson, allegedly. But you know what I'm saying? Oh my God, this mosquito. We were doing good. You was letting me rock, and now you back in my face. Anyway, y'all. The problem with Miss E is she wants her daughters to act like women, but she still treats them like little girls, and they can't separate the two. Yes. The way she talks to them, she still talks to them like in a threatening way. Now, here's the thing. Some of the stuff that people's parents say to them, I could never imagine my mom saying to me, like not as a grown woman, because I would have to sit her down. I sure would. Listen, me and my mom get into it sometimes. We get into it sometimes. And sometimes I go up to her and I tell her, like, hey, listen, this annoyed me, or this hurt my feelings when you said it. I would like to have a conversation with you, and we talk about it and we get through it. And to my mom's credit, she's pretty good about hearing me out. We have made so many strides, me and my mom, in terms of communication. Do I need to gather her sometimes? Fuck yes. I think she heard me. Do I need to gather her sometimes? Yes. But mom, we get on the same page. Yeah. Yes. About whatever. Because you don't what? You don't be messing with me like that? No, I need to gather you. What are you gathering me about? Because mom, sometimes you be out of order. That is not true. That is not true. Y'all, she said she's never out of order. My mom is a Libra. So we just gonna leave it at that. Okay. Libras never think that they're out of order. They think that they're right about everything. Because we are. Y'all heard that? Because we are? Okay. So y'all know what I'm up against. Y'all know what I'm dealing with. All right. Miss Groovy said, that is not an act. They are scared of Miss E. They are. They are. Even my mom and her mom. Like, there are real conversations that they need to have with each other. And it's not going to come down to my grandmother is right just because she's the mom, just because she's the parent. It's not that. Like, sometimes you need to be able to receive, like, I said something that was out of line, or I said, you know what I'm saying? That's how it has to be. Um, yes, Hot Commodity says you can be honest and speak your truth and not be disrespectful at the same time. Something my mother taught me. Exactly. Exactly. There ain't nobody around here cussing nobody out and, having all of these kinds of fallouts. It's not like that. It should never be that way. But, conflict happens. Exactly. You don't have to cuss each other out in conflict. You know what I'm saying? The cussing each other out, the name calling, the dynamic between Tokyo Tony and Black China. Oh my God. That is like a mother-daughter dynamic that scares me. Like, the way Tony talks to and about her daughter is wild. It's just like, oh my God. Okay, yes. Jeremy Pine says, yes, Ayanla has said that she is a Yoruba priestess. So I know I'm not making that up. She comes from that tradition, but like I was saying, these religions, they have been touched by these systems of fuckery, patriarchy, capitalism, misogyny, homophobia, and those kinds of things. So Ayanla Van Zandt is very male identified. The fact that you get up there to coddle ugly ass Jonathan Majors after he's accused of, hooking off on this girl, that's what you jump up to do instead of maybe having a conversation to show some love to victims of DV, right? I feel like that would have been a conversation to have. I don't know. Is it just me? But coddling somebody who's, accused to be the abuser in the situation just doesn't sit right in my spirit. I like Ayanla, but she's very male identified, and those types of you got to watch them, or you got to at least know what to expect. Miss Groovy says season 3 of the Braxtons, when Michael Braxton came to dinner and they didn't tell Miss E, she was pissed. As if that wig could have flew off. That thing would have been back in Maryland from ATL. Miss Groovy, shut up. You are silly. But yes, it did spin her wig around her head. It did. And you would think that Miss E, her and Michael Sr., they would have been over this. They would have been past this by now. Y'all got all these kids together and you're still not past it. And it's like, girl, Miss Evelyn is mean and vindictive. Yes, she is, because that man has been married to that lady for, God alone knows, at least 15 years now, right? And she's still bitter. It's like, girl, you got to move on. Get a new man. Go out and date. Ooh. Yeah, I might have to go back and rewatch that episode low key. Jeremy Pine says that Ayanla also said that all of the girls are shadows of all of Miss E's personalities. She said Tamar is who she is on the inside. Trina and Towanda agree. They say that Tamar is her mini-me. She ate that. Because the way Tamar takes no accountability for the way in which she conducts herself, Miss E is the same way. She ain't never trying to hear nothing. She never considers, okay, all of these people are talking to me about the same issue. Maybe I need to consider that I am contributing to this dynamic in a negative way. There's never any of that emotional awareness or consideration. As humans, we need to understand that as much as we want to point out, oh, this person harmed me, they did this and that, we have to acknowledge that we can do harm to others as well. It's just a fact of life. If you can't own that and sit with yourself, and acknowledge the ways in which you could contribute to the issue, then I don't know, child. Oh my God, hot commodity. I was thinking this. Before you said it, but I did watch the Clark sisters movie starring my girl. What's her name? She's the actress that came out as bisexual a couple years ago. What's her name, y'all? Anjanou Ellis. Anjanou Ellis. Love her. She played the mom. And I respect it. I respect the grind and the hustle. But don't wake me up at no damn 4 a.m. to practice no runs. Or 5 a.m. or whatever it was. But listen, shout out to the momagers and the moms who know that their babies have talent, and they're just trying to find a way.
That's why they were up at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yes, that's why they were up. Yeah, I get that, but it was intense. They were very, very young.
They would have been just a regular group if their mother wasn't pushing them when she came back. But they're not a whole lot of gospel groups under that reach there. But that's level.
That's true.
They had a mainstream song.
Yeah, all of the R&B artists of that time, Faith Evans and Kelly Price, all the girls cite the Clark sisters as their inspiration. That's where a lot of those R&B vocal stylings come from gospel. So I get it. Yo, shout out to the 27 people in the room. Hit the like button for me if y'all have not already. Okay, it's a free way to support my channel. Y'all hear my mom has officially joined the live, honey. She's joined the conversation. I didn't mean to have y'all in here for an hour and 20 minutes. I really came in here. I was like, I'm going to do a 30-minute show. It's going to be cute. But y'all know how we get when we talk to each other. We just go off on these tangents and we talk about life. And it is what it is, child. I be soapboxing. All right. Oh, see, Julie says they called her Mama Joe Jackson. I didn't make that up either. Yes, my mom came up here, talking about what she's talking about. But listen, my mom and I have made some really amazing strides in our relationship, and we bond, we talk shit, we cuss together. It's pretty amazing. So
your mouth is really filthy.
My mom says that my mouth is really filthy. She's like, you've got a potty mouth. You cuss like a sailor. But then she'll be saying the cuss words that I say. I'm like, you use that now? Okay. All right. LB said, my mom is a Libra too. Say less. Let me tell y'all something.
You're the best.
My best friend and I, Tati the Tech. Y'all know Tati. Or I don't know if y'all follow her. Follow Tati the Tech on YouTube. That's my best friend. She and I always joke that we are going to start a support group for people with Libra mothers. Because her mom is a Libra too. And then her husband's mom is a Libra as well. So we just, we just be trauma bonding, child. But we love Libras. I love me some Libras. I really, really do. I, for the most part, actually get along with all of the Libras that I know. We always click up and have fun and have a good time together. So
you gotta call Amanda because her mother and father October 3rd.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and my birthday triplet.
So why you don't call her? Her birthday's not till the end of the month.
She needs to join your support group.
Oh.
For parents to leave because her mother and father.
Oh, and the same day too.
Same day as me.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And she told some stories. Yeah, we gotta keep my aunt lifted in prayer, child. All right. So Julie Davis says Julie Davis says they have been divorced since 2000. They've been divorced for 24 years. Whenever Spirit was doing that grief counseling session and, Michael Braxton Sr. was on the TV, she was all rolling her eyes and looking exasperated. Girl, what's the issue? Y'all broke up 24 years ago. It's crazy. But the point I was making is this is not the first time people have said Miss E is the problem, this disdain that she has for that man. I agree with you, Miss Groovy. I'm actually right there with you. I think Hot Commodity says, I think Ayanla does that because she always said she wasn't a good mother to her sons. So she gives the men space to be vulnerable. She will definitely check the women though, regardless. Hot Commodity, the way you clocked it so bad, because
she needs to go love on her son and leave the rest of these clowns out here.
My mom says she needs to go love on her sons and leave the rest of the clowns alone out here. But we have this conversation, y'all, where mothers, they mother the sons and they raise the daughters. Hello? They mother the sons and they raise the daughters. The treatment between somebody growing up in the house with their mom and they have a brother, they're going to get a totally different experience of their mother than their brother did. And I ain't got no brothers, and I know that. My mother has a brother, and that was her experience. She could tell you. So we gonna leave it at that. Okay. Miss Groovy says Miss E never said anything about the part that she played in Michael Braxton Sr. leaving. She only blames him for everything, as if she was the perfect wife. I think the F not. I don't think that Miss E is good at introspection. I don't think that is her strong suit. I don't think it's Tamar's strong suit. I think Trina has moments of introspection. Tracy did, and so does Tony. I think Towanda and Tamar have the hardest time with going inside and figuring out like where they went wrong in the situation. Hot Commodity says, but remember the Clark sisters treated one of the sisters like the Braxtons treated Tracy. Ooh, I don't remember that. I need to go back and watch. Ayana said, long-winded girlies unite. Exactly. We out here. Sorcerer Steven says, both my parents are Libras and one sibling plus multiple extended family members. Baby, we got to keep each other lifted in prayer.
Okay?
We got to keep you lifted in prayer.
He's the luckiest one out of all y'all. He's surrounded with amazingness, if that's the word.
I cannot.
Awesomeness.
I cannot, y'all. Oh my Lord.
He's the lucky one.
Wait, whose son passed away? Ayana? And her daughter? What? Oh my God. Mama Ayala had two daughters and one son. Both daughters passed away. Oh my God in heaven. That is tremendous loss. I mean, to lose one child, but two is insane. No. Three? Oh, sorry. Miss Groovy says she's replying to Hot Commodity saying it was Denise Clark from the Clark sisters. Oh my God. All of this loss. I had no idea. Her son passed away too a couple years ago. That is absolutely insane. She got pregnant first and the mother didn't like it. And the sister shunned her too. That's what it was. That's what it was. And isn't that usually the case? Somebody gets pregnant and they get shunned. And it's so wild because you would think that they would be more accepted. This is the most vulnerable time in your life. You're carrying a life.
Yeah, but that's your
I know it's a religious thing, but you know, still it's like religious indoctrination is crazy. It's really, really crazy. And it's done a number on our people. But y'all, it has been an hour and a half. It has been 34 of y'all, 36, excuse me, rocking with me. Thank you so much for tuning in on your Sunday night. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you decided to tune in with me. I love and appreciate y'all. Please hit the like button for me on the way out. Please. If you're watching this and you're not subscribed already, go ahead and subscribe. I see y'all searching my name. You don't have to search, baby. Just hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you'll know when I'm posting, okay? I'm just going to make sure I'm not missing any comments. Okay. Michael Braxton Sr. said she was mean, and if things didn't go her way, there was hell to pay. Season 3. Yeah, I could see Miss E being like that. A little bit of a tyrant.
Tell the one where all the Libras surrounding him. Very lucky, blessed people.
Please leave my subscribers alone. My mom said to Sorcerer Stephen that you're very lucky and very blessed to be surrounded by Libras. Anyway, y'all, I love y'all. Have a
And
fab.
all the Libra parents,
Go ahead, Mom.
for all the Libra parents, all the ones with the Libra parents, they are lucky and blessed as well.
So silly.
Okay?
Everybody with Libra parents. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to us. Okay, we're very lucky. I love y'all so much. I'm gonna see y'all for the before I do all of that. We coming into October, y'all. Okay, we got some things coming down the pipeline. We got Potomac. I know I said I was boycotting them, but can I be honest with y'all? I can't afford to boycott them hoes. Potomac built my channel. Okay, so I'll be in for another round. I will be watching. I will be reviewing. I cannot afford to leave any money on the table. I'm gonna just keep it a buck. Potomac fed me. Had my pockets looking very cute. That was like around the time that I got my first YouTube check. And it was a very cute check off of Potomac. So, Sorcerer Steven says, thank you, Mama.
Oh, tell him he's welcome. Right.
Oh, my Lord. Y'all done got her started.
Stephen, he is welcome.
She's so annoying. All right. We got Real Housewives of New York coming up. Are we watching? Are y'all watching? I'm reviewing that too. I think Married to Medicine is November. I'll definitely be doing that. So I'm ready for Potomac. I'm ready for some new energy. I hope to see y'all there. I love y'all so much. Have a good Sunday. Peace.